How it feels when your favorite foods start harming your kidneys. If you've been diagnosed with chronic kidney disease or you're simply watching your numbers climb, what you eat could be the difference between maintaining your independence and facing dialysis. Your kidneys aren't just filters, they're lifelines, and feeding them the wrong stuff is like pouring sugar in a gas tank. But you don't need to worry, because in this video we're covering 6 everyday foods that could be dangerous for your kidneys without your knowledge. If you want to know, then watch till the end to find out which daily foods are hurting your kidneys, especially if you are suffering from CKD. Let's get into it. Number 6. Dairy. Let's be real. There's something strange about dairy. It's in our breakfasts, baked into comfort food, and poured over cereal without a second thought. But once kidney function takes a hit, that creamy sip becomes less of a treat and more of a slow complication. See, dairy naturally carries high amounts of phosphorus and potassium, 2 minerals that become problematic when our kidneys can't flush them out like they used to. Just 1 cup of whole milk loads us with over 200 milligrams of phosphorus and 322 milligrams of potassium. That might not sound wild at first, but when our kidneys can't filter them out efficiently, things go sideways. Phosphorus starts stacking up in the blood, triggering a chain reaction where our body begins pulling calcium out of our bones just to fix the imbalance. And that doesn't just mean brittle bones, it means our entire mineral balance goes off the rails. It's not as innocent as it sounds. When it builds up, it doesn't knock politely, it messes with the rhythm of your heartbeat. And that's something none of us wants to toy with. So while dairy might seem like a small player in your daily routine, it's setting up a long game of stress and damage to your kidneys. It's not just the milk itself either. Cheese, yogurt, cream, and even those seemingly harmless lattes all add up fast. That repetitive intake turns into a slow overload, pushing our kidneys to work overtime with less and less strength every time. We're not just talking about minor stress here, we're talking about pushing creatinine higher and inching closer to the kind of complications that no one signs up for. But there's still room to pivot. Cutting out dairy doesn't mean cutting out comfort. You can shift the game in your favor with smarter choices. Coconut milk, for example, doesn't bring the potassium or phosphorus baggage. It's naturally lower in sodium, easy on your system, and still gives you that rich, satisfying feel. It's one of those small changes that can create a big wave. And let's face it, we're not just trying to eat better, we're trying to support every part of our body that's fighting to stay balanced, especially the kidneys. So ditch the daily dairy habit. Let's start choosing what helps, not what hurts. Number 5. Canned foods. Canned foods are easy to use. You open the lid, heat them, and you're done. But that convenience comes with a problem: too much salt. Companies add high amounts of sodium to canned food to make it last longer and taste better. The issue is that sodium builds up in the body when your kidneys can't get rid of it properly. This puts extra pressure on your kidneys, especially if your creatinine levels are already higher than normal. If your kidneys are already having trouble filtering waste, adding more sodium just makes their job harder. It also raises your blood pressure and causes your body to hold on to more water, which creates swelling and discomfort. A single can of soup or vegetables might seem harmless, but it can have hundreds of milligrams of sodium. That adds up fast if you're eating canned foods often. The damage doesn't always show right away, but over time it makes kidney function worse. You may feel more tired, bloated, or notice changes in your blood pressure. These are signs that your kidneys are working overtime to deal with something that could have been avoided. The sodium in canned foods can also make it harder for your body to remove extra fluids, which leads to more stress on your kidneys. Every time we eat foods high in sodium, we push our kidneys to work harder than they should. This increases the risk of worsening kidney problems. There is a better way to handle this. You can choose canned products that say low sodium or no salt added on the label. These are easier on your kidneys and still give you the same convenience. You can also drain the liquid from the can and rinse the food under cold water to remove some of the extra salt. It's a simple step, but it can help protect your kidneys in the long run. When you're trying to lower your creatinine levels and take care of your kidneys, avoiding too much sodium makes a big difference. The food you choose can either help your kidneys or put more stress on them. It's better to stay on the safe side. Small changes to how we eat can keep things from getting worse. Alright, we've tackled that one. Now let's move to the next thing that might be sitting quietly in your diet but causing more harm than help. This next food has a reputation for being healthy, but when it comes to your kidneys, the truth looks a little different. Number 4. Dark-colored drinks. You grab a cold soda or a glass of beer, thinking it's just a little treat. But there's something hidden in that dark liquid that your kidneys don't agree with: phosphorus. It is not the kind you get naturally from food, but a chemical version that's added by manufacturers. It's used to boost the taste, make the drink look richer, and help it last longer on the shelf. This type of phosphorus is absorbed very quickly by the body, much faster than the phosphorus in whole foods. And for anyone dealing with high creatinine or any kind of kidney strain, that fast-absorbing chemical just adds more pressure. The kidneys are already working hard to clear out waste, and when you throw this into the mix, it gives them even more to clean up, with even less time to do it. What makes this worse is how easy it is to overlook. The label won't always say phosphorus. It might be hiding under names like phosphoric acid or phosphate. It's in colas, dark sodas, and even some beers. You drink 1, maybe 2 in a day, and the phosphorus level in your blood quietly climbs. That extra phosphorus starts changing the way your body handles calcium. Over time, it pulls calcium out from your bones and pushes it into your bloodstream, which can make bones weaker and increase the risk of buildup in your blood vessels. It's a slow shift that's hard to feel right away, but the long-term effect is serious. The more this happens, the more your kidneys struggle to stay in control, and that pushes creatinine levels higher. And let's not forget the added sugars or artificial sweeteners packed into many of these drinks. They bring no benefit, only more strain. Sugary drinks lead to weight gain, blood sugar issues, and added inflammation, all of which make kidney function worse. It's like adding weight to a machine that's already starting to break down. You don't feel it after one drink, but when this becomes a habit, the damage adds up fast. Your kidneys are stuck working overtime to clean things they were never built to handle. That's not hydration, it's damage in disguise. If you're still craving something fizzy, root beer is a better choice. It doesn't have added phosphorus like colas do, making it a safer option. But still, it's smart to keep all processed drinks limited. Your kidneys need less clutter and more support, and cutting out these dark drinks is a simple step toward that. Small changes like this help us keep our kidneys steady and our creatinine levels from creeping higher. Number 3. Potatoes. You and I both know there's something warm and filling about a plate of potatoes. Mashed, baked, roasted, it's the kind of food that feels like home. But when it comes to kidney health, this familiar comfort food brings more risk than relief. Potatoes, whether the classic kind or even sweet potatoes, carry a very high potassium load, and that's a big deal when your kidneys aren't filtering like they used to. One medium baked potato brings in over 600 milligrams of potassium, and sweet potatoes don't fall far behind. That's a heavy hit when you're already trying to keep your potassium levels under control. When kidneys slow down, they can't flush out extra potassium properly, and it starts building up in the blood. That's when problems start stacking: muscle fatigue, irregular heartbeat, and overall stress on your system. It's not about how tasty the meal is, it's about how much damage it leaves behind once the flavor fades. Even the healthiest looking plate can cause problems if potassium sneaks in unnoticed. And with potatoes, the issue isn't just the main dish. Think about how often we use them: fries, stews, breakfast sides, even chips. They show up everywhere, turning into a regular source of potassium that adds up fast. The body doesn't forget, and neither do the kidneys. Each serving pushes them a little harder, demanding more work for less reward. We don't always feel the effects right away, but the inside story tells something different: blood work changes, creatinine levels rising, and kidney strain growing steadily. That's not what we want when we're trying to heal and get things back in balance. Now, some people try a method called leaching to reduce the potassium. It's a simple trick: cut the potatoes into pieces, soak them in water, or boil them before cooking. And yes, this can pull out some of the potassium, up to half, according to older studies. But even after leaching, there's still a significant amount left. It helps, but it doesn't solve the problem completely. So if your goal is to protect your kidneys and keep potassium in check, relying on leaching alone might not be enough. You need to think bigger, less about saving the food and more about saving your kidney health. There are better options. You can switch to lower potassium sides, or if you really love potatoes, use smaller portions just once in a while. Balance is the key. It's not about cutting out everything you enjoy, but about knowing what your kidneys can handle. Because at the end of the day, what we eat either helps or harms. And something as common as a potato, when eaten without thought, can quietly push kidney health in the wrong direction. Let's not wait until things get worse to start paying attention. Choices matter, and knowing what's behind your favorite foods gives you the power to take better care of yourself, starting right now. We've seen how that food can add pressure, but it doesn't stop there. Next up, there's another common food that looks innocent, but plays a bigger role in raising creatinine levels than you might expect. Number 2, pretzels, chips, and crackers. We all have those moments when we want something quick, crunchy, and satisfying. Grabbing a handful of chips, tearing into a bag of pretzels, or munching on crackers might seem harmless, just a snack to fill the gap. But what's packed inside those salty favorites is doing more than curbing hunger. These processed snacks are loaded with sodium, and depending on the type, can also carry a heavy dose of potassium. That mix may be fine for someone with strong kidney function, but when your kidneys are already under pressure or creatinine levels are up, this kind of snack becomes a hidden threat. A small bag of potato chips brings over 300 milligrams of potassium and more than 140 milligrams of sodium. Pretzels hit even harder on the sodium side, sometimes pushing past 700 milligrams in just a standard serving. That might not sound like much when you read the label, but when you finish the whole bag without realizing it, the intake is far more than your body signed up for. These snacks create a constant stream of work for your kidneys. Sodium pulls water into your blood vessels, making your heart pump harder and increasing blood pressure, something your kidneys feel directly. Potassium, on the other hand, impacts how your nerves and muscles function. If potassium rises too much, your kidneys struggle to keep your blood in balance, which can lead to dangerous complications. What starts as a quick snack becomes a steady stressor that keeps pushing kidney function further down. The problem is that you don't see the damage immediately, so it's easy to ignore. But over time, those numbers in your blood work tell the real story: creatinine climbing, filtration slowing, and strain building without a break. What makes things worse is how often we eat these foods without even thinking. They're everywhere: vending machines, lunchboxes, gas stations, and kitchen shelves. These snacks don't fill you up. They just keep you going back for more, creating a pattern of overconsumption, and they offer almost nothing useful in return. No real nutrients, no benefit for your body, just excess sodium and potassium with every bite. The truth is, your kidneys are already handling enough. Giving them extra waste to deal with, especially from empty snacks, is like piling bricks on a tired back. It wears down the system slowly but surely. It doesn't mean you have to cut out every snack, just the ones that bring more harm than help. There are better choices that won't overload your kidneys or raise your creatinine. You can try lower sodium alternatives, simple homemade options, or even fresh snacks with real nutrition and no additives. It's not about strict rules, it's about support. Every better decision you make lightens the load on your kidneys. So the next time you reach for that bag of chips or box of pretzels, think about what's going in. Your kidneys are already working hard. Let's not make it harder. Number 1, avocados. Avocados might be the poster child for clean eating, but if your kidneys are struggling with CKD, this trendy fruit can quietly work against you. One medium avocado, around 200 grams, holds close to 975 milligrams of potassium. That's nearly 5 times the amount that's considered safe in a single serving for anyone dealing with kidney concerns. Potassium is necessary in the right amount, but when the kidneys can't clear it properly, it piles up in the blood. And once that happens, it doesn't just sit quietly. It starts interfering with how your muscles, nerves, and especially your heart function. It might seem like a small choice, adding a few slices to your toast or scooping it into a salad, but the internal cost adds up fast. The problem with avocados is how deceptively healthy they appear. They're everywhere, blended, smashed, diced, and dressed up like the perfect meal booster. But for anyone keeping their kidneys in check, it's not about trends or social media food shots, it's about control. That creamy green texture is loaded with potassium, and it hits harder than you think. Sure, you could eat a tiny slice once in a while, but even small portions can tip your balance if you're not careful. If your focus is on giving your kidneys less work and more space to recover, skipping avocados entirely or limiting them to rare, very small servings is a smart move. Let's not dress up danger as health. Your kidneys deserve better. Taking care of your kidneys isn't about following strict rules or cutting out every food you enjoy. It's about understanding what's really helping and what's quietly holding your health back. The truth is, a lot of foods that seem harmless can cause problems when your kidneys are already under pressure. From salty snacks and canned goods to high-potassium favorites like avocados and potatoes, each choice we make either supports healing or adds more weight to the load our kidneys carry every day. It's not about fear, it's about being aware, staying consistent, and choosing what's right for your body. You don't have to get everything perfect overnight, but the small changes you start today can make a big impact on your overall kidney function tomorrow. If you're ever unsure or notice discomfort, tiredness, or anything that feels off, don't wait. Reach out to a healthcare professional who understands kidney health. What we've shared here is meant to guide and inform, based on reliable health websites and general knowledge. But everyone's body is different, and your care should always match your personal needs. Use this video to ask better questions and to make more confident decisions about your diet and lifestyle. If this helped you even a little, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Your health deserves attention every day, and your kidneys deserve the support to keep doing their job without stress. And we'll be back soon with helpful tips and food facts that matter. Until then, take care of your health, and let's keep making smarter choices together.